Good morning, my dear friend. I'm so glad you could join me today. Let's settle in together for a quiet moment here in the garden, a place where mornings gently unfold and afternoons linger peacefully into twilight. Picture it with me now. Soft sunlight filtering through the leaves, the scent of fresh blooms carried gently on the breeze, and the comforting warmth of a cup of tea in your hands. You know, I've always felt that our gardens tell a beautiful story, especially when we've lived enough to appreciate the wisdom hidden in simple things. Each flower planted, each trinket carefully placed, each corner tended with gentle care. These small acts become reflections of our life journey. And just like our gardens, we too flourish in our own time, quietly and gracefully. Today, I want to show you something truly magical, something you might not expect. You see, we often believe creating beauty requires money, strength, or youth, but that isn't true, not one bit. What if I told you we can transform our gardens into stunning, peaceful sanctuaries without expensive tools or strenuous tasks? Yes, it's entirely possible and easier than you think. With just a handful of simple treasures from the Dollar Tree, we're going to weave together beauty, elegance, and warmth. These projects won't demand much, just your imagination and a little love. As we journey through these DIY garden ideas, I invite you to reflect not just on how these items transform our outdoor spaces, but also on how creativity has the power to transform our spirits, lifting us gently above life's daily cares. Remember, dear friend, it's not about the cost or complexity. True elegance lives in simplicity, creativity, and the thoughtful reuse of what we have around us. Your hands, no matter how seasoned with age, are still perfectly capable of creating beauty that can surprise and delight. So gather your tea, settle comfortably, and let's begin transforming humble finds into timeless garden treasures together. Do you remember those lazy summer afternoons from childhood, watching the gentle splashes of a garden fountain or perhaps the quiet trickle of a woodland stream? There's something inherently soothing about the idea of water, even when it's just in our imagination. Today, we're creating that sense of peace with a charming stacked terracotta fountain, no plumbing, no mess, just pure serenity. Start by gathering a few simple terracotta pots and trays from the Dollar Tree. I love how these clay pots remind me of pottery class years ago. The cool clay beneath my fingertips, shaping something ordinary into something beautiful. This time, we'll let these humble pots work their magic, stacking them to create an elegant centerpiece. Take 3 or 4 terracotta pots, each slightly smaller than the last, along with matching clay trays. Begin by placing the largest tray upside down as a stable base. Then nestle the largest pot right side up on top. Next, place a smaller tray upside down within this pot to create a secure pedestal for the next pot. Continue this gentle stacking motion, alternating pots and trays until you've built a lovely tiered structure. Now for the magic. Fill each exposed edge with decorative stones, tiny river rocks, or even polished glass gems, all found at the Dollar Tree. Then tuck in small sprigs of faux greenery or delicate flowers around the edges, just enough to whisper softness and life without overshadowing the elegance of the terracotta. Because there's no actual water involved, this fountain is wonderfully maintenance-free and incredibly lightweight, perfect if your gardening days are gentle and your strength needs conserving. You can place it on a small table, in a quiet garden nook, or even on your porch steps. Wherever it goes, it brings a sense of calm tranquility and sophisticated charm. As we step back and look at our terracotta serenity fountain, I hope you see more than pots and pebbles. I hope you see a reflection of yourself, a beautiful timeless centerpiece, made from simple pieces thoughtfully arranged and gently cared for, standing strong and serene. Still useful and beautiful, just like us. Do you ever smile, thinking back to those simple glasses we drank lemonade from on warm summer days? Clear, simple, without fuss or flourish, yet perfectly suited to their task. Sometimes simplicity truly is the greatest elegance, isn't it? Today, we'll capture that same feeling of gentle simplicity, transforming humble Dollar Tree tumblers into sleek, modern planters, bringing a fresh sense of timeless beauty to your garden or patio. The first time I tried this, I was amazed by how effortlessly these plastic tumblers took on a sophisticated look. You know, it reminds me of the quiet wisdom we've gained through the years. Beauty doesn't have to shout. It can whisper softly, and often it's found exactly where we least expect it. All you'll need to create these minimalist beauties are some tall plastic tumblers, a simple hand drill, or even just a heated screwdriver to poke holes, a bit of soil, and your favorite small plants, succulents, herbs, or petite flowers, whatever brings your heart joy. Start by carefully creating a small drainage hole at the bottom of each tumbler. Don't worry if your hands aren't as steady as they once were. This doesn't require much strength or pressure, just a gentle twist. It's an easy step that ensures your plants stay happy and healthy. Next, gently fill each tumbler with soil. I recommend something light like potting mix, so it's easy to handle and offers your plants just the right amount of support. Then lovingly nestle in your chosen plants. I adore succulents here with their plump leaves and easygoing nature, much like how we prefer our days, now gentle and relaxed. Once planted, line these sleek, modern planters along a windowsill, garden ledge, or patio railing. The sunlight will softly dance through the clear tumblers, highlighting their elegant simplicity, and you'll find yourself smiling each time you pass them. These tumblers may have started as humble dollar store finds, yet here they are beautifully housing new life. Isn't it lovely how something seemingly plain can hold something so precious and full of potential? It's a quiet reminder of ourselves, perhaps. We too began simple and modest, but through life's seasons we've blossomed into vessels of grace and wisdom, each quietly beautiful in our own way. Yes, still useful, dear friend, just like us. Have you ever noticed how certain textures and finishes seem to whisper stories of quiet sophistication? Cement, for instance, with its muted hues and earthy charm, often evokes the feeling of timeless elegance. Yet the idea of lugging around heavy cement planters can make even the most inspired gardener pause, especially as we find comfort now in gentler tasks. But what if I told you we could capture that chic industrial elegance without lifting anything heavier than a simple plastic bowl? Yes, dear friend, it's beautifully possible, and today we'll do just that. Our journey begins at the Dollar Tree once again, where we'll select a few lightweight plastic bowls. You know, the sort of bowls you might use at a casual picnic, simple, humble, and unassuming. I always find delight in choosing ordinary items that hold hidden potential. Isn't that true of us as well? Each year adds layers of experience, making us richer, deeper, and more beautifully textured than ever before. To give our bowls that elegant cement look, you'll need some gray acrylic paint and baking soda, both gentle on the budget and easy on the hands. In a small cup, mix your gray paint with baking soda until it forms a thick paste. Don't worry too much about exact measurements. Gardening, like life, is often loveliest when we allow room for imperfection. Just mix until it feels like pancake batter, thick enough to spread smoothly yet hold its form. Next, take your plastic bowls and gently brush on your paint mixture layer by layer. Let each coat dry for a few minutes, building up texture as you go. It might remind you of painting ceramics or pottery, soothing and rhythmic, a gentle meditation, perfect for a quiet afternoon. Soon you'll see these simple bowls transform into elegant stone-like planters right before your eyes. Once dry, fill these faux cement planters with lightweight potting soil and add your favorite small plants. Perhaps some vibrant herbs to bring fragrance into your life, or some delicate trailing ivy to soften the edges and spill gracefully over the sides. As you place these charming creations around your garden or patio, they'll exude sophistication and timeless beauty. A gentle reminder that grace and elegance often dwell in the simplest transformations. Friends and neighbors may marvel at these cement pots, but only you'll know their delightful secret, that beneath their chic appearance lies humble plastic and a little creativity. It's the perfect metaphor, isn't it? Just like us, layers of beauty and experience elegantly masking our humble, simple beginnings. Beautiful, strong, and gently refined by life's journey. Yes, still useful and always graceful, just like us. You know, there's something deeply comforting about items that feel handcrafted, isn't there? Like those beautifully knitted blankets our mothers and grandmothers lovingly made, each stitch infused with warmth and care. When I first wrapped a simple plastic bucket with rope, I felt that same gentle nostalgia, a connection to simpler times, quieter days, and heartfelt creations made from humble materials. For today's project, we'll create rustic rope bucket planters. It's a simple task, yet wonderfully rewarding, a perfect activity for hands like ours, seasoned with life, but eager to keep creating beauty. With just a few supplies from Dollar Tree, we can add a charming farmhouse feel to your garden or porch, a touch that whispers comfort and warmth. Begin by selecting a sturdy plastic bucket, the sort often overlooked at the dollar store. Choose one with a solid shape deep enough to hold your favorite plant's flowers, or even a small shrub. Then find a spool of natural jute rope. Its earthy texture will perfectly capture the rustic aesthetic we're after. Lastly, keep your trusty glue gun handy. If your hands tire easily, remember to take breaks. There's no rush here, only quiet joy in the making. Start at the bottom of the bucket, applying small amounts of glue as you go, wrapping the rope carefully around the bucket row by row. Let your movements be gentle, your pace leisurely. It's calming, isn't it, watching something ordinary transform into something lovely, one slow turn at a time. The texture of the rope under your fingers is soothing, grounding you in the peaceful rhythm of creation. When you reach the top, tuck and glue the rope neatly, giving the planter a tidy, finished look. Now step back, dear friend, and admire your handiwork. You've crafted something truly charming, a planter that looks as though it belongs on the porch of a cozy country cottage, inviting friends and neighbors to linger a while. Fill it with rich, easy-to-handle potting soil, and then plant whatever your heart desires. Perhaps cheerful marigolds to brighten your day, or graceful lavender to soothe your spirit. Group several of these rope planters near your entrance, or arrange them around your patio to create a welcoming vignette. Each planter becomes a gentle greeting, an invitation to pause and enjoy the simple beauty around you. Every time you glance at your rustic rope bucket planter, remember that humble materials, when combined with care and creativity, create extraordinary charm. Just like our own lives, woven from simple moments bound together by love, patience, and grace. Yes, dear friend, still useful, warmly inviting, and undeniably beautiful, just like us. Do you remember the scent of fresh herbs on a summer windowsill? Maybe it was mint in a mason jar, or little pots of thyme and basil near the kitchen sink. There's something so comforting about having herbs close by, ready for cooking tea, or just to enjoy their scent on a quiet afternoon. Today, we're going to make something that captures that feeling, a charming, drawer-style herb garden using Dollar Tree crates. These little wooden crates may not look like much at first, lightweight, unfinished, and waiting patiently for a second life. But when I stacked them into a staggered drawer-like shape, something clicked. It reminded me of old apothecary cabinets, those tiny drawers filled with dried lavender, rosemary, and remedies of all kinds. There's an old-world charm to it, and now you can bring that feeling right outside your door. You'll want 3 to 5 mini wooden crates, depending on how tall or wide you'd like your herb station. Start by placing one crate flat on its back, then angle or stack the next slightly askew, overlapping the corner just a bit, like the gentle pull of a drawer left open. You can secure them together with a little glue or garden-safe nails, but even leaning them casually against each other works if you prefer a flexible setup. Line each crate with a bit of landscape fabric or even a layer of pebbles before adding soil. This helps drainage and keeps your herbs happy. Then choose your favorites: parsley, basil, dill, or even little mint plants that brush your fingers as you pass. To finish the look, use Dollar Tree's chalkboard sticker labels and a white marker or chalk pencil to name each herb. Thyme, chives, sage. These little touches turn your project into something that feels curated, loved, and entirely personal. Place your herb drawers near the kitchen door or by a sunny wall where you can reach for a snip while cooking. Every time you use a sprig of rosemary or pluck a mint leaf for tea, you'll feel that warm sense of purpose, that what you planted is nourishing more than just your garden. It's feeding your spirit. And isn't that the beauty of growing older? We've learned to find satisfaction, not in the grand or expensive, but in the useful, the thoughtful, the quietly lovely. This little drawer garden may be made from dollar crates, but it holds much more memories, intention, and the comfort of homegrown goodness. Still useful, still growing, still beautiful, just like us. Do you remember the first time you saw fireflies dancing in the summer dusk, that soft golden flicker rising gently from the tall grass or a tree branch? It felt like magic, didn't it? Like a quiet miracle meant just for you. These days, we might not chase fireflies the way we once did, but we can still capture that gentle glow. And today, we'll do it with something as simple as Dollar Tree garden globes and solar lights. This project is one of my favorites, not just because it's beautiful, but because it asks so little in return. No wires, no outlets, no heavy lifting, just a few quiet steps, and suddenly your garden shimmers like a summer evening dream. Start by finding Dollar Tree's clear or frosted plastic garden globes. They often come in the lighting or garden section, smooth, round, and lightweight. Then grab a few solar stake lights. You'll simply remove the stake base from each light, keeping the glowing top portion. These will slip snugly into the opening of the globe like they were always meant to go together. Now for the hanging part. Use a bit of garden wire ribbon or even strong twine to create a loop or hanger from the neck of each globe. You don't need fancy knots or tools, just a gentle twist will do. Then comes the fun part, choosing where your little glowing orbs will live. Try hanging them from tree branches, porch hooks, or shepherd's hooks placed thoughtfully among your flower beds. As evening falls, these solar globe lanterns will begin to glow soft, steady, and warm, like distant stars brought down to earth. I often sit on the porch in the hush of twilight, watching the light deepen, and these globes begin their gentle shine. It reminds me that even in stillness, something lovely is always quietly unfolding. And that's the lesson, isn't it? These lights made from simple, inexpensive materials give off such peaceful beauty. Much like us, they gather sunlight through the day and offer their glow in the evening quietly, generously, with no need for recognition. Just like the wisdom we carry, the comfort we offer, and the light we still bring into the lives of others. Yes, still glowing, still graceful, just like us. Have you ever held a strand of old beads in your hands and remembered the feeling of dressing up for something special? Maybe it was a necklace from years ago, or a button from a favorite dress. Something small, but full of meaning. That same feeling of turning the ordinary into something quietly beautiful is what we'll capture today with delicate handmade garden orbs crafted from floral wire and beads. This project began for me one quiet afternoon when I found a few half-used spools of floral wire and an old jar of mismatched beads in my craft drawer. The kind of leftovers you almost forget about. But something in me stirred. What if they could still shine, still delight? So I sat down at the kitchen table and with a gentle rhythm began shaping circles. All you need are two things from Dollar Tree: floral wire and a few strands of decorative beads or faux pearls, whatever catches your eye. Begin by cutting a long length of floral wire, then slowly bending and looping it into an open sphere shape. Think of it like creating a loose, airy globe, nothing too perfect, just soft curves forming a delicate nest of lines. Next, gently thread beads onto smaller pieces of wire and attach them across the orb like tiny constellations suspended in space. Let the lightness of your touch guide you. This isn't about precision. It's about grace. Once your orb is complete, you can nestle it into a flower bed, set it atop a planter, or hang it from a shepherd's hook. When the sunlight catches those beads just right, they sparkle like dewdrops at dawn. And in the evenings, they catch moonlight like secrets whispered between the stars. It's such a simple thing, but it brings so much beauty. A reminder that the things we've saved, the scraps we've carried, the time we've taken, all of it can become something new, something meaningful again. Like those beads, we too may feel tucked away, at times no longer part of the main display. But with a little creativity, a little tenderness, and a touch of light, we still shine. Yes, still sparkling just like us. There's something about a hand-lettered garden sign that makes a space feel personal, isn't there? Like a quiet voice saying, "This is a place tended with love." Years ago, I remember my neighbor had a little wooden plaque that read, "Herbs and Hope." It wasn't fancy, but it always made me smile. That small sign reminded me that even the most modest garden can be a sanctuary. Today, we'll make our own signs, ones that look like aged metal yet cost no more than $1. To begin, head to Dollar Tree and look for plastic cutting boards or serving trays. Yes, you heard that right. Those kitchen items with the smooth surfaces make the perfect lightweight base for our faux metal look. They're easy to carry, simple to paint, and require no special tools. Ideal for hands that may not want to sand or saw. Next, you'll need some metallic spray paint. Silver, bronze, or pewter tones work beautifully. A soft brushing or spritzing gives your plastic base that classic brushed metal finish. Don't worry about being too perfect. A few uneven strokes here and there add to the aged charm, just like the patina on old garden gates or watering cans. Once your metal base has dried, it's time to personalize. Use rub-on transfer letters from the craft aisle, also found at Dollar Tree. Choose simple words that bring warmth to your space. Welcome, grow basil, or joy. Carefully apply the letters with a popsicle stick or your fingernail smoothing them into place. They'll look like hand-painted stencils, at first glance elegant and professional, but secretly homemade. Attach a bit of twine wire or even glue magnets to the back if you want to place them on metal surfaces like your garden shed or potting bench. The best part: they're weather-friendly and light enough to move around with the seasons. When I made my first set, I hung one right above the herb box by my kitchen door. It simply said time. But every time I saw it, I felt something deeper, an invitation to slow down, savor the moment, and remember that everything grows in its own time. These faux metal signs may be made from plastic and paint, but they carry something real, a story, a mood, a message meant just for you. Because even in our later seasons, we still have things to say and beauty to share, still speaking gently to the world, just like us. Have you ever stood in a garden and noticed how the light plays tricks, bouncing softly off dewdrops, glinting through leaves and casting gentle shadows that dance in the breeze? Light has a way of making a space feel alive, almost enchanted. And today we'll harness that quiet magic using something wonderfully simple: mirror tiles from the Dollar Tree. When I first tried this idea, I thought of my childhood home. My mother used to hang small mirrors along our garden fence to make the flowers look like they're smiling twice, she would say with a wink. It wasn't about vanity, it was about light reflection and multiplying beauty. Now we'll carry that same spirit forward. Start by gathering several small mirror tiles, often sold in packs of 4 or 6 in the home decor section. These are lightweight and safe to handle, no heavy glass or sharp edges. If your hands don't enjoy too much fuss, you'll be relieved by how gentle this process is. Next, decide where you want to place your reflections. A wooden fence, a garden gate, or even the back wall of a potting shed makes a perfect backdrop. Use a weather-safe adhesive or command strips for temporary options to secure the mirrors in a grid pattern or scattered organically like sunlight caught in midair. You don't need many to make an impact, just enough to catch the morning or afternoon sun and toss it gently back into your space. The mirrors reflect greenery, blossoms, and movement, making your garden feel larger and more vibrant, as though the flowers are dancing with their own reflections. What I love most is how these little mirrors bring life to overlooked corners. A shady patch becomes illuminated. A narrow path feels open. A quiet nook now glimmers with a touch of light. It's as if your garden is speaking back to you, saying, "I see you and I'm growing with you." And isn't that what we long for as we grow older? Not just to be surrounded by beauty, but to feel part of it, to reflect and be reflected, not in the vanity of mirrors, but in the grace of light shared. These mirror tiles may be simple, but they hold the power to brighten, to open, to echo what's already lovely. Just like us, quiet, reflective, and still full of light. Do you remember skipping along garden paths as a child, stepping carefully from stone to stone, pretending the grass was lava or maybe a magical sea? There was a kind of wonder in each step, as if the path itself was an adventure. Now, as our steps are a little slower, a little more measured, we can still bring that same joy and color into our gardens with something as cheerful as glass gem stepping stones. This project is one of the most delightful surprises. You'll start with simple round concrete pavers found at garden centers, or even Dollar Tree if you're lucky, and give them a jewel-like makeover using glass gems from the floral aisle. These gems come in lovely hues: seafoam green, cobalt blue, soft amber. Little pieces of light waiting to catch the sun. Before anything else, lay your stepping stone on a protected surface or tray. Then begin placing your gems in a pattern that feels right to you. Some folks like spirals, some go for hearts or suns. You don't need to be an artist, just follow your instinct and your joy. Now, to attach them, use a strong outdoor adhesive. Many garden-safe glues come in squeeze bottles that are easy to handle. Apply a dab under each gem and press it gently into place. If your hands are sensitive, take your time. There's no rush in beauty. Once dry and fully set, place your stepping stone somewhere special, perhaps at the start of a flower bed or leading to a quiet bench beneath your favorite tree. You can create a path with several stones or simply tuck one beside your bird bath or garden angel. When the sun hits those glass gems, they sparkle like stained glass in a cathedral. And every time you pass by, you'll feel it, that little lift in your heart. A reminder that you made something joyful with your hands, that creativity is not just for the young or the wealthy, it's for the willing. And perhaps most beautifully, these stones guide more than footsteps. They remind us to keep walking forward, even slowly, even gently. One bright, beautiful step at a time. Still colorful, still guiding the way just like us. There's a quiet kind of pride that comes from keeping a tidy garden. Not perfect, just well-loved. A place where every tool has a home and beauty meets function in thoughtful ways. Today's project brings that idea to life with a charming and useful creation, a hose holder post with a flower-filled base. It keeps things neat, adds a splash of color, and brings a smile every time you reach for the hose. It all starts with a simple wooden post, something lightweight but sturdy enough to hold a coiled hose. You can find similar posts at garden centers or repurpose a broom handle walking stick or even an old railing from a thrift store. The goal is not perfection, it's practicality wrapped in a touch of elegance. Next, you'll want a large plastic planter from Dollar Tree. Set the post upright in the center of the planter and surround it with a few rocks at the base to keep it balanced. Then fill the rest of the container with soil and your favorite cheerful blooms. Petunias, pansies, or even artificial flowers if you want a no-maintenance option, all bring life to the base and disguise the post beautifully. Now for the hose. Attach a couple of sturdy hooks or hangers also from Dollar Tree near the top of the post. When the hose is wrapped neatly around it, it almost becomes sculptural. The colors of the flowers below the winding curve of the hose above, its form and function in perfect harmony. This project brings me back to my grandfather's garden. He always kept his tools in order, not because he was fussy, but because he believed in respect for the work, for the space, and for the seasons. That belief lives on in small gestures like this. A simple holder becomes a reminder that even the most practical things deserve care and beauty. And if your hands tire easily or bending isn't comfortable anymore, this design is especially friendly. The hose is upright, easy to grab, and never tangled on the ground. That's what we want, isn't it? Solutions that fit the life we live now. Gentle, graceful, and still capable. Because yes, dear friend, we are still useful, still strong, and still blooming, just like this lovely little hose post. Isn't it a beautiful feeling to walk through your garden and greet each plant by name? Good morning, basil. You're looking leafy today. Hello, lavender, thank you for your calm. It might sound silly to some, but we know better. Naming the things we care for connects us to them. It helps us remember, appreciate, and nurture. That's why today's project, creating elegant reusable plant labels, is such a joy. And don't worry, you won't need fancy engraving tools or tiny handwriting. All you need are paint stirrers, chalkboard paint, and some lovely decal letters, each available at Dollar Tree. Start by picking up a handful of wooden paint stirrers. These are light, easy to hold, and already shaped perfectly for garden use. Give each one a quick coat of chalkboard paint. If your hands prefer a sponge to a brush, go right ahead, whatever feels most comfortable. The paint dries quickly and gives the wood a rich matte black surface. Once they're dry, it's time to add your labels. You can use white letter decals, rub-on transfers, or even write directly with a white paint pen. Choose names that make you smile: thyme, rosemary, hope mint, or even playful labels like snail crossing or bee buffet. What makes these labels special is that they can be reused. If your herbs change with the seasons, simply wipe them clean and start again. And because they're made with care, they bring a polished, cohesive look to your garden beds or patio pots, like a little boutique display designed just for you. Gently press them into the soil near each plant. They stand proudly, quietly, guiding you and any visitors through your lovely space. If bending is tricky, try placing them in raised planters or repurposed crates. Where everything is within reach, your comfort matters most. These labels do more than identify, they dignify. They say this plant matters, this space matters, and so does the person who made it. Because creating order and beauty from small forgotten items is something we've always done, haven't we? It's part of who we are. Still organized, still graceful, still naming what we love just like us. Do you ever find yourself hunting for your garden gloves, or wondering where those pruning shears went only to find them tucked behind a flower pot or under a cushion? I've done that more times than I can count. It used to frustrate me, but now I see it as a gentle reminder even our tools need a home just like we do. And that's exactly what today's DIY brings: a vertical organizer that keeps your essentials close, neat, and within easy reach. The secret ingredient: a simple over-the-door shoe organizer or hanging storage pouch from Dollar Tree. These often come with clear pockets or mesh sleeves, and though they were made for closets, they're just as useful in the garden. Hang one vertically on the wall of your garden shed, or even outdoors on a fence using a few nails or zip ties for support. If bending or stooping is tough on your knees or back, this solution is a blessing. It brings everything up to your level. No more crouching to dig through a bucket. No more guessing where your tools went. Now for the fun part: fill the pockets. Tuck in your gardening gloves, hand trowels, seed packets, plant markers, twine, and scissors. You can even slide in a little notebook or pen for garden journaling. Label the pockets if you'd like, or leave them open for a casual, homey feel. One viewer once told me she keeps a small chocolate bar and a sachet of lavender in hers for when her hands need a break and her heart needs a lift. That made me smile. A garden organizer doesn't have to be all utility, it can hold comfort too. The beauty of this system is that it adapts with you. As seasons change, so do your tools. You can shift things around without starting over, and the organizer itself takes up barely any space. It's ideal for small patios, shared balconies, or cozy sheds. But more than that, it's a quiet expression of care for your space, your tools, and your time. It says, "I've thought this through. I've made room for ease." And isn't that what we strive for now? Not rushing, not scrambling, but tending, organizing, and gently shaping life to fit our rhythm. Still resourceful, still prepared, still making room for what matters just like us. There's something deeply comforting about the soft flicker of candlelight in the evening garden. It reminds me of porch nights long ago, sitting with loved ones, a cool drink in hand, stories drifting through the air like moths circling the glow. And while open flames aren't always safe or practical these days, we can still capture that warm ambiance with a touch of creativity and a few simple frames from the Dollar Tree. This project is like building a tiny house for light. All you need are 4 matching picture frames. 5x7 size works beautifully, a hot glue gun or craft-safe adhesive, and a bit of clear plastic sheeting or glass often already included with the frames. Add a small base and a roof if you'd like to get fancy. But even the basic box shape brings elegance and charm. Start by removing the backs of the picture frames and keeping just the front frame and clear panel. Glue the frames together side by side, forming a square or rectangle like a lantern body. If you'd like a lid, use an extra frame or even a flat wooden plaque to rest on top. This keeps everything neat and gives the piece a finished look. Once dry, place an LED tea light or battery-powered pillar candle inside. Set the lantern on an outdoor table, tuck it beside a garden path, or line a few along the porch rail for a stunning nighttime welcome. You can even add embellishments like jute handles, ribbon accents, or stencil designs if you enjoy personalizing your creations. What's special about these lanterns isn't just the glow, it's the transformation. Taking everyday items meant for photographs and turning them into vessels of light. It feels symbolic, doesn't it? Like how we too carry the light of our memories framed not on the wall, but in the way we live, love, and create. And these lanterns aren't just pretty. They're also lightweight, easy to move, and wonderfully safe for those of us who prefer not to handle open flames or heavy decor. A soft flicker with no worry, just warmth and peace. So as your garden softens into twilight and the air turns still, let your picture frame lanterns glow gently, like little blessings scattered across your space. Still shining, still framing joy just like us. Do you remember rearranging furniture in your home just to freshen things up a bit? A little shift here, a new grouping there, and suddenly the whole room felt new again. Well, that same joy of gentle transformation applies outdoors too. And today we'll do just that with one of the most versatile and charming Dollar Tree finds wooden crates. There's something timeless about wood, even the light unfinished kind. It has a way of grounding a space, giving it warmth and purpose. And with just a few of these small crates stacked angled or tiered, you can create beautiful display shelves that show off your favorite potted plants, garden figurines, or seasonal touches. Begin with $3 to $6 tree wooden crates. They're lightweight and easy to move, which makes them ideal for seniors or anyone who prefers minimal lifting. Arrange them however feels right to you, standing vertically, lying flat, or even diagonally for a bit of whimsy. Try stacking 2 as a base and 1 on top for a classic step look. No nails needed unless you want something permanent. Gravity and a bit of balance do just fine. If you enjoy a touch of color, give the crates a quick coat of paint or wood stain. Soft sage green whitewash or even a gentle gray can match the peaceful tones of your garden. Or leave them natural, there's a raw charm in that too. Once arranged, fill your little shelves with treasures. Maybe a terracotta pot of thyme, a painted rock your grandchild made, or a porcelain bird that reminds you of spring. You can even switch out items by season: mini pumpkins in fall, pine cones and winter seashells in summer. These shelves become a stage for your stories. What I love most is that this project grows with you. You can add a new crate next month, rearrange next year, or move the whole thing to another corner when the mood strikes. And you never have to start from scratch, just build gently on what you already have. Isn't that a metaphor for our lives now? We may not tear down and rebuild like we once did, but we can always add, refresh, and reimagine, bringing new beauty into familiar spaces, one quiet step at a time. Still building, still arranging beauty just like us. Do you remember catching fireflies in a jar as a child? That magical moment when you'd cup your hands just right, gently place them inside, and then watch as the soft golden light flickered in the dusk. We didn't want to keep them. We just wanted to witness the wonder. Now we can bring that same magic into our gardens with a peaceful, no-catch version solar firefly jar lights. This project is so simple, so enchanting, and wonderfully suited to our pace. You'll need a few clear jars from Dollar Tree, mason jars, jelly jars, or any glass container with a lid. Then pick up some solar stake lights and tiny LED fairy lights, also easily found in the garden or seasonal aisle. Finally, gather a little glow-in-the-dark paint or a small bag of reflective glass beads, just enough to hint at the shimmer of wings in the twilight. Start by removing the stake from your solar lights. You'll only need the top portion where the solar panel and bulb are. If it fits into the jar lid perfect, just secure it with glue or tape. If not, no problem. You can also place fairy lights inside and simply nestle the solar light nearby to charge during the day. Next, paint a few small dots of glow-in-the-dark paint on the inside of the jar, or drop in some reflective beads to catch the light. Then, insert your lights and close the lid. You've now created a little lantern that glows softly as the sun sets, just like the fireflies we remember. These jars can sit along a path, rest on a table, or hang from branches or hooks. Wherever they go, they create a soft fairy tale ambiance that doesn't require wires, batteries, or flame. They simply soak up the sun by day and shine gently by night. There's something symbolic here, isn't there? These lights, powered by the day's brightness, shine their glow when night falls quietly without fuss. Like many of us who've spent our years gathering light through experience, now offering warmth and calm when things get dim. Still glowing in the dark, still bringing light to others just like us. Have you ever stumbled upon something small and unexpected in the garden? A mushroom tucked beneath a fern or a smooth pebble nestled in moss, and felt for just a second like you'd found a secret world. That sense of quiet wonder never really leaves us, no matter how many years pass. And today, we'll bring that magic to life with a miniature fairy garden crafted in a simple tray right from Dollar Tree. This isn't just a project, it's a story in miniature. A little place where imagination blooms just as much as flowers do. Start with a shallow plastic tray like a serving dish or underplant saucer. These are lightweight and easy to move, making them perfect for tabletops, balconies, or sunny windowsills. Line the bottom with a bit of potting soil or faux moss, whatever brings you joy. Then comes the fun part, building your tiny world. Wander through the Dollar Tree craft section or toy aisle. Look for small figurines, tiny animals, fairies, garden gnomes, or even dollhouse pieces. Add miniature fences made from popsicle sticks, pebble paths created from aquarium gravel, and little trees made from moss-covered stones or snippets of artificial greenery. You can make a pond from a tea light holder filled with blue glass gems, a bench from painted wood scraps, or a fairy door from a painted bottle cap. There's no right or wrong here, just play. Follow your curiosity and let your hands create the story. Place your finished garden on a side table, your porch, or near a flower bed where it might catch someone's eye. Children, guests, and even birds will be drawn to it. But most importantly, it becomes a space for you, a place to smile, dream, and remember the delight of small things. You don't have to bend, dig, or lift heavy pots for this. It's a perfect creative outlet for days when you want to garden gently with your imagination more than your strength. And isn't that a wonderful truth of growing older? That we can still find joy in make-believe, still build worlds of beauty and peace from bits and pieces. We may have set aside fairy wings long ago, but the magic, it never left us. Still playful, still dreaming just like us. There's something so comforting about the gentle hum of bees in the garden, isn't there? That quiet reminder that even the smallest creatures have their place, their rhythm, their purpose. Bees have always symbolized community, hard work, and sweetness, and today we're going to honor them with a charming decorative beehive made from simple Dollar Tree supplies. This rustic beehive won't buzz or sting, but it will bring a delightful handmade touch to your patio flower bed or porch. And the best part? It's lightweight, easy to make, and requires no special tools. Just your hands, your time, and a bit of imagination. Start with 2 plastic bowls from Dollar Tree. Choose ones that are round and stacked neatly together like soup or mixing bowls. Turn them upside down and glue them rim to rim so they form a beehive-like dome. This becomes your base. Next, take a roll of Dollar Tree jute rope and begin wrapping it around your hive, starting at the bottom. Apply hot glue or craft adhesive as you go slowly and steadily, 1 loop at a time. This process is meditative and gentle, and there's no rush. Feel free to rest between wraps, enjoy the texture beneath your fingers, and let the rhythm soothe you. Once the entire form is wrapped, you can add a small loop of rope at the top as a handle or glue on a faux black button or paper circle as a bee door. If you'd like, embellish your hive with tiny faux bees or little fabric flowers for a touch of whimsy. Place your rope beehive on an old crate, tuck it into a garden shelf, or display it near your herb bed. It will charm visitors and passers-by, especially those who appreciate the beauty of handmade things. But beyond the decoration, there's something symbolic here. This project is built from humble things, plastic bowls and rope, and yet it becomes something warm, familiar, and full of meaning. It reminds me of how our lives too are shaped by small daily acts, kindnesses, quiet labors, shared moments that come together to form something beautiful and whole. Still purposeful, still bringing sweetness into the world just like us. Do you remember the joy of spotting your first butterfly each spring? That delicate flutter, the flash of color, the way they seem to dance without effort. For many of us, butterflies are more than just beautiful visitors. They're symbols of transformation, lightness, and hope. And today, we're bringing that feeling to life with a cheerful, easy DIY butterfly garden stakes made from faux flowers and craft wire. This project is as whimsical as it is simple. It's perfect for an afternoon of gentle creativity, no heavy lifting, no digging, just a little imagination and a few items from Dollar Tree. Start with some vibrant faux flowers in colors that make you smile: yellows, pinks, purples, whatever feels joyful. Then pick up some flexible craft wire and wooden skewers or garden stakes. You'll use the wire to create delicate wing shapes, looping it into soft ovals, then twisting the center to create a butterfly form. Don't worry about making them perfect. Even real butterfly wings are a little uneven, and that's part of their charm. Now take apart your faux flowers, saving the petals and centers. Glue or wire them onto the center of your butterfly frame so they become the body. Use extra petals to decorate the wings, adding as much detail or sparkle as you like. Some folks add tiny beads, glitter, or even write a little word on each wing like joy or hope. Once your butterflies are complete, attach them to your garden stakes or skewers with a bit of hot glue or tape. Then comes the best part, placing them in your garden. Tuck them among your flower beds, place them in potted plants, or line a walkway with a few to guide the eye. They'll catch the breeze and dance just a little, bringing playful movement and color to even the quietest corner. What I love about these butterfly stakes is that they're made from leftover bits, scraps of wire, extra petals, forgotten flowers, and yet together they become something light and lovely. Just like our lives, filled with pieces and seasons that might not have made sense at the time, but come together into something graceful and bright. Still fluttering, still bringing joy, just like us. There's something deeply soothing about watching the wind play through the garden leaves, rustling petals, swaying shadows shifting softly. It reminds us to breathe, to let go, to dance a little with whatever the day brings. And what better way to invite that gentle motion into your space than with a playful wind spinner made from Dollar Tree plastic plates and beads. This project adds movement and color to your garden in the most delightful way. And it's wonderfully friendly for hands that prefer simple light crafting. Start by selecting 2 or 3 colorful plastic plates. Choose ones with cheerful patterns or solid pastels that complement your flowers. Using a sturdy pair of scissors or a small utility knife, cut the plates into curved petal shapes. Think of sunflowers or pinwheels. Your spinner doesn't need to be perfect, just joyful. Next, use a hole punch or heated skewer to make a small hole near the edge of each petal and at the center of what will become your spinner. Then thread a bit of floral or craft wire through the holes, connecting the pieces in a spiral or starburst pattern. You can string Dollar Tree beads between each plate section or let the colors speak for themselves. To finish, attach your spinner to a wooden dowel metal rod or even a recycled coat hanger. Be sure to leave enough looseness for the spinner to twirl freely in the breeze. You can hang it from a tree, suspend it from a porch beam, or plant it firmly in a flower pot where the sun can catch it throughout the day. What I love most is how this project brings playfulness to your space. It turns a breeze into a dance and leftover plastic into poetry. Even on still days, the colors brighten a quiet corner, and when the wind does come, it spins with joy, just like laughter, just like childhood, just like us. Because we've learned not to chase the wind, but to move with it. To spin when we can, rest when we must, and let the world flow gently around us. Still turning toward the sun, still catching the breeze just like us. There's something so inviting about a garden seat dressed with soft pillows, like an unspoken welcome to sit, to rest, to stay a while. And just because we're working with a small budget doesn't mean we have to give up comfort or charm. In fact, today's DIY might be one of the coziest transformations of all, vibrant, weather-friendly pillow covers made from colorful Dollar Tree towels. Yes, towels. Those bright, cheerful beach or hand towels, often tucked on the lower shelves, can become your new favorite garden accents with just a few easy folds and stitches. You don't need a sewing machine for this project. Just a needle and thread, some fabric glue, or even a no-sew adhesive like hem tape will do the job. Start by choosing 2 matching towels per pillow, solid or pattern depending on your style. Fold each towel in half with the soft side facing in, then seal the sides with your chosen method, leaving one end open. Once you've created your pouch, flip it right side out and insert an old cushion, a pillow form, or even a bundle of plastic bags wrapped in batting for a clever weather-resistant insert. Seal the final edge with more adhesive or a few hand stitches, and there you have it, a durable, delightful pillow, perfect for your porch swing, garden bench, or patio chair. They're machine washable, fade resistant, and easy to replace with the seasons. I made a set of these last summer, and I remember how happy it made me to look out and see those bursts of coral and turquoise on my old bench. It was as if the whole corner of the garden had been refreshed, not with expensive furniture, but with fabric and love. And if you ever feel tempted to think these small touches don't matter, let me reassure you they do. A soft place to lean back, a spot of color in the corner, a chair that says, "You're home." These are the details that make a space feel truly ours. Still soft, still welcoming, still full of color and comfort, just like us. It's always amazed me how the most surprising things can be transformed with just a shift in perspective. A chipped mug becomes a flower pot. A forgotten ladder turns into a plant stand. And today, a humble Dollar Tree trash can become a charming, lightweight side table, one that's both practical and stylish with a wink of creativity. This project is perfect if you've been craving a small table to hold your tea, your book, or your garden gloves while you work. It's light, easy to move, and best of all, no tools or heavy lifting required. Start by picking up a wire or plastic trash can from Dollar Tree. The kind with an open mesh or decorative design works especially well for this. Turn it upside down so the bottom becomes the top. Just like that, the structure of your table is already in place. Now comes the finishing touch. A pizza pan, also from Dollar Tree, serves as the tabletop. Its smooth metal surface makes it ideal for outdoor use. Simply center it on top of the inverted can and secure it with strong adhesive or removable mounting putty if you want flexibility. You can even spray paint both the can and the pan to match your garden's palette: classic white, matte, black, sage green, or even a cheerful blue. Want to go a step further? Wrap the base in jute rope for a rustic look, or add faux vines around the rim for a whimsical touch. And if your hands need a rest, invite a friend or grandchild to join you. This is the kind of project that brings generations together. Place your finished table next to a favorite chair beside your garden bench or right outside your back door. Use it to hold a plant, a pitcher of lemonade, or simply your thoughts. It's not just a piece of furniture, it's a small gesture of hospitality, even if it's only welcoming you. And maybe that's what makes this idea so lovely. It takes something overlooked, a trash can, and turns it into something useful, beautiful, and full of purpose. A quiet reminder that we too can be repurposed, reimagined, and appreciated in new ways, no matter what season of life we're in. Still standing tall, still serving with grace, just like us. Have you ever draped a shawl across your shoulders on a breezy evening and felt instantly comforted, not just by warmth, but by softness, by the feeling of being wrapped in something light and beautiful? That's the inspiration for today's project. Transforming Dollar Tree scarves into flowing garden curtains that turn even the simplest outdoor space into a cozy, elegant retreat. These soft curtains won't block the wind or rain, but they will catch the light ripple in the breeze and create a sense of privacy and grace without needing heavy fabrics or sewing skills. They're the kind of gentle detail that invites people to slow down, breathe deeply, and stay just a little longer. Begin by gathering several lightweight scarves from Dollar Tree. You'll often find them in cheerful floral prints, soft pastels, or summer tones. Try mixing a few patterns together or choose one calming color palette for a more polished look. You'll also need a tension rod, curtain wire, or a piece of garden twine, whatever is easiest for you to hang between two posts, walls, or branches. Drape each scarf over the wire or rod, folding it gently in half and letting the ends cascade downward. If you want a little weight to keep them from flying too freely, tuck small stones or clothespins into the bottom hem. Or, if your hands are strong enough, add a simple stitch or clip to keep them in place. Hang your scarf curtains where you sit most, perhaps along a pergola beam between porch columns or at the edge of your patio. When the sun filters through the fabric, it casts soft colors and shadows across the space like stained glass made from cloth. It doesn't block the world, it softens it. I placed mine just behind my old wicker chair, and now every morning it feels like I'm sitting in a little outdoor reading nook, shielded gently from the world, but still fully present in the garden. There's something beautifully symbolic about this project. These scarves, once meant to wrap around our shoulders, now grace our gardens, still offering comfort, still bringing beauty just in a new way, still draping the world with softness just like us. Some mornings all you want is a quiet spot to set your teacup, a slice of toast, or maybe your garden shears while you rest between flower beds. Something small, lovely, and light, just enough to hold what matters for the moment. That's exactly what we'll make today, a charming outdoor tray table crafted from a Dollar Tree picture frame and a few simple extras. It begins, as so many beautiful things do, with something ordinary. A basic 8x10 or 11x14 picture frame, ideally one with a bit of character, maybe a rustic edge, a brushed finish, or even a pop of color. Remove the glass for safety and insert a sheet of garden-themed scrapbook paper or waterproof contact paper as the base image. You could also slide in pressed flowers, a vintage seed packet print, or even a handwritten quote if you like a personal touch. Now attach your framed piece to a folding TV tray, a wooden crate turned on its side, or even a small plant stand, anything low and flat that can serve as a base. If you want it portable, skip the glue and simply rest the frame on top for a lift-and-go surface. Add handles if your hands enjoy a little DIY challenge, or keep it simple and classic. You'll now have a decorative tray table perfect for holding your garden journal, a potted plant, or your mid-morning snack. I love using mine next to a rocking chair just under the porch eave. It's my little corner of calm where I can read, sip, and daydream with a birdsong nearby. And what I love most is how unexpectedly elegant it feels, knowing it came from things no one looked twice at on the store shelf. This project doesn't take strength or speed, only intention. And that, dear friend, is what makes it special. We're not rushing anymore. We're creating slowly, lovingly, in ways that suit our hands and our hearts. Because like this tray table, we're still steady, still able to hold space for others, still offering beauty and care with whatever we've been given. Still useful, still lovely, just like us. Well, dear friend, here we are at the end of our peaceful walk through $25 tree garden ideas, each one more than just a clever trick. These weren't just projects made from bowls, wire scarves, or glue. No, they were acts of quiet joy, of choosing beauty even in the smallest things, of saying, this place matters, I matter, and I can still create. As we grow older, the world tells us to slow down, and we do gratefully sometimes. But that doesn't mean we stop becoming. Our creativity doesn't fade with time. In fact, I believe it deepens. We learn to make more with less, to see possibility where others see clutter, to treasure time more than trends. And isn't that what true elegance is? A garden doesn't ask for youth or money. It asks only for care, a little attention, a little sunlight, the same things we need. So whether you build a flower-filled hose holder or a lantern from picture frames, what matters is that you made something with love. Your hands, no matter how seasoned by time, still bring beauty into the world. And your spirit, oh, your spirit still glows with the same warm light as those solar jars we placed in the garden. Quiet, enduring, faithful. So let me ask you, which idea brought you the most joy today? Was it the soft curtain made from scarves? The twinkle of glass gemstones beneath your feet? Or maybe just the thought of sitting in your favorite chair, a teacup by your side, your work gently glowing all around you? I hope you'll leave me a note below and share which project you're most excited to try. And if this visit brought you comfort, inspiration, or a gentle smile, I invite you to subscribe for more soft-spoken, soul-nourishing garden ideas. Until next time, may your hands stay busy, your heart stay light, and your garden, no matter how small, remain your favorite place to be. Happy gardening, dear friend.